All right.
You're good to go.
Thank you, Raina. All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, my name is Megan with Sawgrass. I appreciate you all tuning in. Sorry, we were a little bit late. We had some technical difficulties. I see all of you are starting to flow into the chat, letting me know where you're from, if you're seeing snow or not. It is very cold. Today, as most of you know, we are going to be making an art tote bag themed toward children. I'm going to show you right over here. This is the end design we will be making. So the great thing about this design is that it looks like it's handmade, none of the mess, and a lot quicker than handing your little ones paint or markers to get it done. If anyone has any questions tonight throughout our class, please feel free to put it into the chat. And I'll be able to answer it as we go. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we can get started on this project together. Just going to share my desktop here. A little bit bigger so you can see it. So we are on sawgrassink.com. This is our company website, and we're going to do Creative Studio. That is our design platform. I'm going to log in. And this takes you to our front page. If you want to start creating, you can open up our design area. So today, like I said, we're going to be making a tote bag. We have tons of pre-measured out templates that you can choose from within Creative Studio. This tote bag came to us from Michael's Arts and Crafts. It is a 100% polyester tote bag. Because of that, we will be using traditional sublimation. I'm going to see if I can refresh this here. It's taking a little while for it to get moving. Our internet might be a little bit slow. So I'm going to design on a blank design canvas. What I am doing is I want to design on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but I want to design it on its side. So I'm going to technically be designing on 11 by 8.5 landscape sheet of paper. So today's project is completely free. We do have premium and free versions of Creative. Well, it's all the same version. You can use it for free or as a premium member. Today's project, 100% free. We're going to go into elements. And we are going to start off going to letters and numbers. And we're going to write out the name Liza on this bag because it's a little bit shorter. You can use a longer name if you want. You'd have to maybe overlap some of the letters, but that's not a big deal. So we want to choose these letters that appear as if they've been hand drawn. And what I'm going to do is, as I find the letters, I'm going to put them on this sheet. And then what I'll do is I'll go in and I will be permanently resizing and restructuring the letters. But for right now, we're just going to be searching for them. There's our Z. As you can see, a lot of fun letters in here. They're all for free, all really cute. And then our I believe, is on page 4 or 5. Let me see here. All right. Let's see where this one is. So we want to find the I to finish off this word. I think it might be on page 3. Let's see. So as I search for this I, the final letter of our name, it is important to note that currently all of these letters have a white background to them. What we're going to do to help make the letters fit better is we're going to get rid of that background. And we are also going to be adding a background. Oh, here we go, page 4. Kept skipping past it. We're also going to be adding a background behind these letters. So I've got these spaced out a little bit. As you can see, this white background underneath these letters can overlap, and we don't want that. So I'm going to click, say, my A, and I'm going to go to clear white space within my toolbox. And as I click this white area, it makes the background of this letter translucent, which makes it easier to work with, especially when we want to put them on top of another background and when we want these letters to be close to one another. So the great thing about clear white space is that it doesn't only work on white. You also have the ability, if you have, say, a photo or another design, you can clear background aspects of those and designs. So I'm just going to shrink these letters up a little bit, get them placed kind of where I want them to be, make sure that they're all fairly even size. We don't want this to be perfect because the idea is that this is something that would look like a child can make on a tote bag. I'm going to select the select all button. You can see that grabs every aspect of my design, and it's just going to help me center my design a little bit better. I'm going to unselect all. Then I'm going to move back into elements. And I want to go down to holidays and celebrations. That contains exactly what you think, our holiday themed designs and celebration themed designs, including birthdays. So I'm going to go to page 6 and scroll down to where I see these party decorations. And I want this set of polka dots because it's got a nice cutout in the middle here where a name could fit perfectly. So I've selected that, and as you can see, not only does it get layered on top of my word, but it doesn't exactly cover all the edges of where I want my word to be. Currently, this background has a locked aspect ratio. That means when I click on the sides here, it will shrink and get larger at the same rate on all 4 sides. I want this to get a little bit shorter and a little bit wider. So I'm going to unlock my aspect ratio. This gives me the ability to go squish it, make it larger, and custom fit these polka dots to an area more in tune with what I want it to look like. So as you can see, I've covered all the aspects of the Liza name. So I'm going to keep this selected, and I'm going to send it backwards. And as you can see, as I send this background layer backwards, the letters start to pop up in front of it. So now this name is completely layered on top of the background. I'm going to select it, and I'm just going to shrink it a little bit, and I'll tell you why in a moment. So I'm going to unselect all. Now everything is the way that I want it to be. I've got my name, and the great thing about this project is it's completely personalizable. You know, we have all of these letters we have every letter of the alphabet in this format in Creative Studio, so you can make up any name that you want. I'm going to select print. Now, for those of you who might have joined us before, we've done a few classes. We are using EasySubli Ink. That pairs really well with EasySubli Vinyl, which is great to use when you're working with cotton. This tote bag that we're going to be working with is 100% polyester, which means that the sublimation ink, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second because I'm going to talk, and I want you to see what I have to say. So, and I'll share my screen again when I'm ready to print. So traditional sublimation is when the ink within sublimation bonds with polymers. And what we've been doing in our other classes is we've been using EasySubli Vinyl, where we've been sublimating onto a polyester coated vinyl, then transferring that vinyl onto an item that is cotton. This tote bag that we're using, I'm going to hold it up here for the camera, is 100% polyester, which means that the ink that we use in our printers will bond to it without any help from vinyl. So we're going to be doing direct sublimation onto this item. Because of that, the way that we decorate this will be a little bit different than the classes we've held in the past if you've tuned in before. I'm going to share my screen again. So because of that, we have to make sure that we're selecting the right settings when printing. So I have my printer, the page size. I want to make sure that this item is mirrored because when I go to sublimate it, I'm going to put this paper down face first on our substrate, and it will reflect back at me when the image has been transferred. The product is a polyester coated bag, so polyester. And the color mode is going to be vivid because I want these colors to pop. Photographic is best used when you're printing a photograph because you want the skin tones to be accurate. So I'm going to press print. I'm going to press OK. And then what's going to happen is my Sawgrass Print Manager secondary screen is going to pop up. There we go. So this screen lets me further customize my printing options. Everything, though, is the way that I want it. So I am going to press print. And I'm going to stop for this to print. I'm going to talk about the best way to press a polyester material that is fabric. This bag, when pressed, could potentially have lines around it when the heat press meets the paper and meets the bag. So what we want to do is use a foam kit or a foam pillow. A lot of dealers will sell these. What this does is this foam kit acts as, it's going to be a little bit loud, sorry about that, kind of acts as a barrier. What you do is you put the foam kit down, you put your bag or your substrate on top of it, and then you put your paper on top of there. And what's going to happen is you want to make sure that your design is smaller than this piece of foam, but that your paper is larger than this. So this foam piece has to be larger than your design, but smaller than your sheet of paper. Because what's going to happen is when the paper presses down, the edges are going to fall off. And that will keep the edge of the paper from hitting directly against your polyester fabric and keep those press lines from coming in. So here is our printed sheet. As you can see, it's backwards, it's mirrored like we wanted it to be, and it's not very vibrant. That is because it takes a proper time, temperature, and pressure in order for that vibrancy to show through, and it will show through on our final product. So what I'm going to do is open up my heat press, and I want to note, we pressed this bag ahead of time. This is our one finalized version, but that is the bag we're going to be working with. As you can see, no wrinkles. That is because we pre-pressed this bag ahead of time. What we did was we took a piece of cardboard and we put it inside of our bag and we pressed the bag for about a minute at a hard pressure. That took all the moisture out of our material and it took the wrinkles out of it as well, so that we have a better chance of having a flawless press. So I'd highly recommend doing that if you're ever using a material like this bag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my blowout paper, and this is newsprint paper, and I'm going to put it on my heat press. Then I'm going to put down my foam kit. Then I'm going to put my bag down on top of it. straighten that out here. Now, the reason we use a blowout paper is because this ink turns into a gas and does get released. And we want to make sure that when some of that gas gets released, because not all, some of it will escape away from our bag, we want to make sure it doesn't hit our press. Because if it hits any part of our press, there's a chance the next time you go to sublimate something, that ink will reactivate and get on your next item, and you don't want that. So the blowout paper kind of helps trap that ink and catches any loose particles. So I'm just going to readjust this just a little bit, get it nice and centered. And even. And whoop, there we go. Now I'm going to take my sheet of paper and I'm going to place it on top. Now I'm just going to measure this out, make sure that, again, our paper hangs over the edge of that foam kit. Just going to push this foam kit up just a little bit. There we go. And make sure that it hangs over the edge of that foam kit so we get no press lines. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape this sheet of paper down to our bag. This is because if I were to not tape it and that press lifts up, that paper could shift. And as long as that paper is still on there and that item is still hot underneath this bag, it's going to continue to sublimate. And it could cause what we call ghosting, which is when you basically see the image and then a faint ghost-like appearance of the image behind it. So using something like tape to help tape down your paper for when you press is very important. So you don't want that shifting. Someone wants to know if we need a special paper to print on. Yes, sublimation paper. We have TruPix paper that we manufacture here, which I would recommend. Someone wants to know, can users scan and upload their own letters or kids' artwork? Yes, you can. You can take your own image and put it into the system. When I'm done with this, I can just briefly show you how to do that. So I have this set up the way I want it to be. I'm just going to tape down my edge. And now I'm going to take another sheet of blowout paper, just make a little sandwich. Perfect. Make sure that we're all good here. Okay, and now I'm going to press this at 385 degrees for 45 seconds on a light pressure. What it should basically be what I like to call kissing the paper. Rule of thumb is that when you press this, your foam kit should squish down by half. So that's kind of the rule of thumb for eyeballing it when you're using this. So we have about 15 seconds left. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. Lisa wants to know, is this special tape? Yeah, it is heat transfer tape. That's the kind of tape you're going to want to use because other tapes will melt. And quickly remove. Perfect. Again, it's important to quickly remove your printout from the item because the longer those are still together and the item is still hot, it will continue to sublimate. And if you sublimate something for longer than the recommended amount of time, then the colors can get messed up and it could potentially blur your image or design. And there you go. There's our color. I'm going to put it right down here. As you can see there. Special printer and press cost to set up. Someone wants to know, this is a Sawgrass printer. They do sell them at Michael's Arts and Crafts online. I'm not sure how much they're selling for on the website, because I'm not sure all the information that comes with everything that comes with it on a website. Everyone who sells it is a little bit different, but I would check out Michael's. Any other questions that anybody has? Again, this was pressed at 385 degrees for 45 seconds. What I can do is I can briefly just share my screen so you all can see how to upload your own image. Here, I'll make this a little bit bigger. If you go to galleries, you can make your own folder, open a folder, and go to upload image. Here you have options. You can upload from your computer, Facebook, Instagram, Pixabay, and if you click your computer, it'll pull up. Mine's pulling up my desktop, and I can upload this image. Click save, and that can go for artwork. You can scan artwork in your computer and upload it from there, and there you go. There it is, and ready to use. So uploading an image is quick and easy. Let's see. Is there a subscription needed to use the fonts and the extra background images? There is not a subscription required. Creative Studio is free to use. It technically comes with your printer. It is accessible at sawgrassink.com, and you have the ability to use all of the free images. We have hundreds of fonts that you can use for free. You can upload your own images for free. We do also have a premium membership, which allows you to use pre-made, ready-to-print designs that we upload once a month. All are customizable. It also gives you the ability to upload your own fonts. So there are some perks to being a premium member as well. I would highly suggest, if you're interested, playing around with the system and going from there. Let's see. And just so everyone knows, if you're looking for more information on sublimation, you can definitely come to us. We have a free Sawgrass Academy that is accessible on our website, that's sawgrassink.com. It teaches you everything from how to use sublimation in general to how to use our specific products. We also have a YouTube channel that has videos on every single function that we have here in Creative Studio, so it's a quick reference guide. We have a blog, and we also recently launched a podcast. It's called Ink Differently. It's available on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, and SoundCloud, where I talk to people who have made sublimation a successful business for themselves. So I highly recommend listening to that. I've spoken to some pretty amazing people. We also have social media. You can find us at Sawgrass Ink. That's at Sawgrass INK on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. And I do weekly Facebook Lives every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time is when you can find us. And we have a bunch of videos there, and we always do fun projects. So you can also message me on Facebook within that inbox, and I'll be able to help you. If you have a Sawgrass printer or you just have some questions about it, you can also go to supportdesk.sawgrassink.com, where you can talk to our support representatives and they can help you as well. Let's see. Someone said they made a paper bag. That's cool. Yep. And as always, we want to see what you are all making. So please send us what you're doing by using the hashtag #MakeItWithMichaels. We'd love to see what fun creations you're working with, as always. If there are any other questions, please let me know. I would be really happy to answer any questions that you guys have. And just so you know, today's recording will be available on Michael's YouTube channel within the next 24 to 48 hours. Our 2 previous classes are also available there as well. We did a nice Valentine's Day clutch, and we did a St. Patrick's Day t-shirt. Really cool, that St. Patrick's Day t-shirt. We were able to make a actually, Alex, want to hand me it? You can find this video at Michael's YouTube channel. We were able to make this multicolor rainbow shamrock using only one sheet of vinyl. So be sure to check out that tutorial on the YouTube channel. Let's see, can you use a Sawgrass printer with any computer? I have an Apple. The answer is yes. I just would not recommend using a tablet. Our print manager, which by the way, comes free with your Sawgrass printer. It's downloadable from our website, sawgrassink.com. Our Sawgrass print manager, which is technically kind of a color rip software. It helps communicate between Creative Studio or any other design platform you're using, like Photoshop, InDesign, CorelDRAW. It communicates between the design platform and the printer. So it helps make sure the colors that you see on your screen are the colors you're going to get when you print. So that is free to use, but it is designed for computers. It's not designed for tablets. So yes, you can use an Apple and you can use a PC. The podcast is called Ink Differently. Ink Differently. Again, that's on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud, TuneIn, and Stitcher. Basically anywhere where podcasts can be found, you can find Ink Differently. Any other questions? I will just wait a few seconds for any more questions to pile in. If not, again, this class is available within the next 24 to 48 hours on the Michael's YouTube channel. Again, Sawgrass Academy, you can find more information. And I will let you all enjoy the rest of your evening. So thank you all so much for joining us. And we have a class, not this coming Thursday, but the Thursday after. I do not have the sign-up sheet available yet, but when I do, they will post it at michaels.com. And thank you all so much. Have a wonderful evening. Stay warm, and we'll see you hopefully next week. Bye.